Good morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. I'd like to talk about the stock market. Probably not how you're thinking I want to talk about the stock market, though. So you can make a lot of money in the stock market. So I've heard. It's not what I was taught the stock market was for. What I was taught the stock market was for was to invest in companies, and that it was set up so that people could invest in companies that weren't just local to themselves. So if there was a company that was making bread and it was in another state, you can invest in that company and expect a return on your investment. That's not what the stock market is anymore. I think the stock market has become sort of a gambling arena. Which company is going to increase in value? Dividends aren't paid anymore, at least not at my level. Maybe there is a level that they are. I know that there are some companies that are still paying dividends, but they are few and far between. You make your money when you sell your stock, and that's a bit of an issue. I understand how it evolved. At least I think I do. By not paying dividends, there was no tax involved in it. So if your bread company made you $20, and instead of paying you that $20, they would reinvest it into the company. But I believe that $20 is now considered income. There may be some tax laws. I mean, as we talked about in a recent podcast, there's so many tax laws that the average man can't keep up. I don't believe that the average tax professional can keep up. At any rate, so eventually the money was just reinvested internally, so there was no tax liability. And stocks would go up. People stopped investing in stocks to make a product, to invest in a company that provided a service. They started investing in stocks to make money, to buy and sell the stock. The business is no longer as important as the value of the business. So if you buy stock in the bread company, you try and buy it low. You don't care if they're making good bread or not. What you care about is if that stock goes up, and when it gets close to the top of its peak in value, you sell it. Did you get some money? You did. Did you invest in a product that you believed in? No, you invested in a company and hoped that it would increase in value so you can make the money. And I get it. Some people are going to say that, if it increased in value, then they made a good product and people invested in it. But that's not what these investors are doing, especially the larger investors. What they're doing is they're just buying and selling stock. And that becomes very evident when you look at who and how they are investing. They started hiring mathematicians to invest in stocks, statisticians that look at the trends of stocks. It used to be before you bought a stock, you investigated the company. Is this company going to make a good product or provide a good service? And is it worthy of your money so that you can get a return? You become co-owner. Co-owner is not a thing anymore. Increase in value of stock is the thing. So the statisticians and the mathematicians that are looking at the trends and trying to figure out mathematically where the stock market is going to go, well, they're not investigating the product or service. They're just investigating trends. That became very obvious with the GameStop situation. People bought GameStop stocks in the hope, GameStop stocks, in the hope that they would provide a good value in company initially. That's not what's happening now. Now they're buying stocks to sell stocks. And there's another side of this. There's a way, it's called, I think it's called buying short or selling short. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I looked into it. But you're betting the company's going to fail. And that's where you make your money. So now not only are you not investing in a product or a service that you believe in, now you're investing your money in the hopes that a company fails. That's just wrong on so many levels. It is a tool of greed. Buying shorts is a tool of greed. Let's find out what it's actually called. Gonna need my glasses for this. All right, so buying a stock with the hopes that it will increase in value is called going long or buying long. Going short or short selling it involves borrowing shares of a company you don't own and immediately selling them with the expectation that the stock's price will decline. You borrow shares from a broker, sell them on the open market, and later buy them back at a lower price if your prediction is correct. You then return your borrowed shares to your lender, profiting from the difference between the selling price and lowering buyback price, less any interest and fees. Where'd the money come from? Well, the money came from people who bought the stock with the hopes of either they were going to create a good product or service, or with the hopes that it was going to increase in price. So you're either taking money from people who wanted to be part owner of a company, or you're making a bet with some other people, the same ilk as yourself, if you're the person doing this, and taking their money because they lost the bet. The price of the stock went down. I got no problem with the latter. The former, what the stock market was designed for, well, that's stealing. You're taking advantage of people and taking money out of their hands. And actually, I do have a problem with using the stock market as a betting mechanism so you can make profit with your statisticians and your mathematicians. This is not what it was designed for. This is capitalism at its worst. This is showing unfettered greed at the expense of other people. Bring back dividends. Bring back investment dividends. Create a market where people can support the products and services that they want to invest in. It's that simple. Buying and selling short, it's a bad business model. I'm invested in the stock market on the 401k level. I don't buy and sell stocks on the daily, weekly, or monthly. I just invest. And it does go up, but when it falls hard. It is very difficult once you understand how the stock market works and how these greedy individuals, greed that is bad greed, not all greed is bad. The companies the people that are making a product because they want to make money, that's a sort of greed, but it's also not unfettered. They're providing something for the money that they're trying to earn. The people who just want to trade to make money, well, go to the horse track. Go to Las Vegas. Let the house take your money. Stop taking people's money that are trying to build a retirement plan or trying to invest in a company that they believe in. Your actions are evil. Wow, I didn't think I was going to get this serious this morning. I just thought I'd talk about the stock market a little bit. That's my impression of the stock market and where it's landed, not where it started. The ability for a business owner with a good idea to get some investors, well, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but there's always someone who's looking for a way to take. You got the government, and then you got that's another thing, the government regulations of the stock market. Wow. Do they benefit the big guy or the little guy, do you think? Yeah. Capitalism's not bad. Capitalism controlled by the government, that's pretty bad. This coffee's pretty good. Eubora. I am really tickled. I was introduced by a coworker to Eubora. Oh, by the way, I went and purchased some coffee from the local store, and I got to meet the guy's son. Very nice kid. And I told his father so, and he said he's a work in progress. Aren't we all? I woke up to rain this morning. Last night when I got home, I waited till 7 o'clock for the weather to cool off slightly. And it got down to, I think it got down to 85. Which is okay, but it was so humid. So I shot outside and I mowed the grass. And I started off with my bagger on the lawnmower, and I got the front mowed, and I got the two sides mowed, and I moved to the back. And it was so wet. About halfway through, I just had to take the bagger off, and now it's a mulcher mower at that point. So I mulched that part of the grass, and the ability for grass to grow when it rains is phenomenal. That's bamboo. Bamboo is a grass, and it grows so fast. They say you can see it grow if you're patient enough. And we have some bamboo. I tell you this about bamboo: once you get it started, and you're stuck with bamboo. You have to go full burnt earth on bamboo to get it gone. There's a few spots in our neighborhood I'd love to see some bamboo. The problem is it spreads so fast, and it's so hard to get rid of. This is the rambling part of Rambling with Joe. I have a new cord. So I haven't got a chance to try it yet. It is a USB-C to XLR, which plugs into my podcast rig. And I'm hoping that this will give me better sound quality when I have episodes where I'm talking to Grok. I enjoyed that, and evidently 50% of my listeners enjoyed it. She told me so. I do enjoy doing these podcasts. I have no expectation of getting a large audience, and I don't know that I want a large audience. As I've said, I started this podcast because my wife does not like my chipper self in the mornings. And this has given me some way to get that out of my system. My day started better, despite the rain. Last night I made my post on Facebook to the HOA group, letting them know I'm done. And a weight was lifted, and I feel better. I felt better immediately. Still part of the HOA. Still will take part in the elections, and I'll still voice my opinion when I think it's appropriate. Letting go of something that you've helped build is hard, but necessary at times. So I let go, and I feel better. This little girl right here, she can't stay still this morning. She does not like to be picked up. Oh, you're on my mic. She does not like to be picked up, but she loves plastic bags. See if I can get her to come over here and relax. There you go. It's Thursday. we're sneaking up on the weekend. I got some hard work to do Saturday, weather permitting. Going to help my brother and help a friend through my brother's business. We're going to go and cut up a tree that fell during the hurricane of last year. He's getting ready to move, so we're going to help tidy up a bit. He's got some porch planks that need replacing, and he's gonna get done what needs getting done. He's a really nice guy, and I'd be more than willing to do this for free. As a matter of fact, I've told my brother I'm going to do it for free, but my brother keeps insisting on paying me. But that's my brother. And I've been told that I need to let people express their happiness with me as well. So I'm working on that. I've been doing better. Life is just kind of good, you know. Oh, our air conditioner's out. Downstairs air conditioner died. Well, the air handler has quit working. I'm not going to say it died. I'm hoping it can be fixed. It has been a rough financial year for us with Helene and having to replace the roof ourselves because Allstate sucks. And and then the other air conditioner did die, so it had to be replaced. We have two. The county I live in requires, if you have a multi-story house, maybe it's just a specific year, but you have to have two air conditioners, one for the downstairs and one for the upstairs. Normally, I'm not happy about that particular situation. At the moment, I'm very happy that I have two air conditioners or HVACs, because the upstairs HVACs, it's definitely powerful enough to help keep the downstairs cool at the moment. And well, that does two things. Number one, it doesn't require me to have an emergency situation where I have to have someone come and look at my air conditioner immediately. I put the call in. I'm waiting for the call back. It'll probably come today. Good people. They will make an appointment. I'll explain that this is, something that we don't have to be in a hurry. If they have other customers that need their air conditioner fixed because they don't have an air conditioner, then they should do that first. But I'll get an appointment. They can come and they can check out the air handler, and see if that can be repaired. If not, replacement is necessary. So, stuff happens in life. Things break down. People break down. Cars break down. People break down too. There's a song. That's actually our song. The wife and I, we everybody has a song that means something more to the relationship, and Down Together is ours. When it comes on the radio, when we're coming home from anywhere or going somewhere, and it comes on, I say the radio, if it comes on the playlist that we've got loaded, if it comes to the top of the playlist and starts playing, we crank it up and we sing our tone-deaf song together, holding hands and going down the freeway or highway or dirt road or pig trail, whatever. It makes us happy to hear it. It's the song that means the most to us as far as a relationship goes. I want to show off my wife's T-bar. I'm sitting here looking at it, and it's pretty freaking awesome. It is pretty cool. Let's do a spin around here. Check that out right there. I'm very happy with this. Sorry about that. Look at that thing. I'm not a big fan of the shelf underneath, but I'm good with it. She said she's going to put up some kind of curtain. Seems stick out a little too far for a curtain. We might work something out. I might build some more shelves to put up under there, but this is absolutely gorgeous. That is acacia wood, and it is all but raw wood. We have put beeswax on it, and it's pretty sturdy wood. We're going to put a hidden a hidden bracket in the middle just so that it doesn't sag. But we're very happy with that. That concludes our do-it-yourself home improvement section of the program. I'm in a good mood. It's Thursday. It's raining. It rained on it. I'm so happy I got my yard cut. It was looking kind of shabby. And probably still looks shabby, but at least it's short. Man, I'm going to go out and try and have a good day. I got my raincoat in the car. I've been wet before, I'll be wet again. I hope you guys have a fantastic Thursday. I intend to try. I hope you find peace, love, and dream. Until next time, see ya.